Morning y'all, Shade Tree Joe here, welcoming you back to the channel. And this morning we're going to be working in the carport of chaos again. Weather's being slightly less than cooperative, and we're working on version 2.0 of the donor 4-liter Jeep motor. We're going to go ahead and tear things down and see what we're working with. This is not a post-mortem. This is was a running 200,000 mile motor. So basically it's just an assessment of what the internals look like, make sure everything's going to be good to go ahead and refurbish this block and put in our new internals. Good morning y'all, we're back in the carport of chaos again today. I am going to finish tearing down the second 4-liter Jeep engine since the first one had a cracked block. We're going to go ahead and use this one. This is a 200,000 mile donor motor that I'm going to go ahead and refurbish to use in my daughter's Jeep. This one, the bores on it are looking pretty decent other than this ridge at the top. I'm going to take a ridge reamer to that. Other than that, like I said, the cylinder walls are good. They are all pretty uniform. We got a lot of polish to them, so we're going to go ahead and pull the pistons out and scuff those up, get a good hone going on it before we go ahead and install the new pistons and rings. But we're not going to bore this one, so stand by. Okay, and just like the other motor, this one being a 96, it does have the support girdle that goes across the bottom end. I think Jeep started doing this with the 95 model year, maybe a little bit earlier, just to go ahead and help stabilize the bottom end of the motor just a little bit more. These things are usually pretty reliable unless they are left to freeze or overheated or run without oil. And this one looks to be pretty healthy. The oil's been changed in it, it's not sludged up, and overall it's in good condition, other than it used to leak a lot. But shoot, even the water jackets are nice and clean and not loaded up with calcium and rust deposits. So I think we're going to be pretty lucky with this one.
Yada yada yada. I never heard from him again.
Okay, one more little tidbit. There's a difference in some of these. The later engines, the later Jeep engines, didn't have this little pin that keeps the cam from walking. That goes against the timing cover right there. And if you're going to go ahead and use an aftermarket cam, some of them specify that it has to be the, I believe it's the 98 or earlier, maybe it's 97, might be 99. Anyway, I forget which exactly, but that is a deal breaker if you're going to use certain aftermarket cams, so keep that in mind. Also, the timing chain on this one actually has the snubber block, or the tensioner block, that sits in it. Some of them do, some of them don't. So the other one did have the provision for it, but there was no timing block in there, or tensioner block in there. And both these were 96 engines. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. Okay, so here is the first bearing cap I've pulled out of this motor, just at random. It's going to be number 3. And the bearing shell looks so much better than the first donor motor. Yeah, there's a little score down the middle, but overall it's not down to the copper, and none of these rods sound sloppy at all. There's some side to side, which is normal, but there's no up and down. So I think we're going to see this pretty much the whole way through the bottom end. I think we're going to be in really good shape here. I am liking what I'm seeing, folks.
Swing, swing.
Okay, so just a quick sample. This is what the inside of the bearing shells looks like. They all have that little slight wear up on the top and the side, but nothing's worn down to copper, so we're good there. All 6 are like that. The bottom end is looking very good. It turns smooth. The crank turns smooth in the block. So yeah, I've got a brand new machine crank to go in with bearings and the whole bit, but still, I think this one's going to be a keeper. We'll go ahead and save this crank, and probably, well, I'm going to save this crank for the next motor build. Well, I don't know, because we're talking about a stroker build for the next one, so I don't know if this crank will get used. But it's a good core if nothing else. Okay, so the crank's out now. All I did was wipe the bearing surfaces with a rag just slightly, and you can see they all look amazingly good for 200,000 miles. They don't have half the wear showing that the other motor did. You can see the main caps on these. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of wear, which is to be expected, but said nothing like the abuse that the other motor had. Even the thrust surfaces on the number 3 main bearing look very, very good. So I think we're in really good shape here. Dare I say it? Even the crank bearings, or I'm sorry, the cam bearings look really, really good up in there. So pardon the angle if this thing shifts around a little bit, and I haven't wiped anything off, but overall, I mean, the condition of this block and the internals in it versus the condition of the other block is just dramatically different. So money well spent on this one.
I guess 4.
Okay, here's the cylinder bores. Again, this is 200,000 miles of well-maintained driving. I haven't gone ahead and done anything with it. I just went ahead and pushed the pistons out. But you can see that they all look good. Number 6 back here, I'm not really certain what that is in the cylinder wall, but I know it's not a crack, so we're good there. I'm sure these are going to clean up nicely. Okay, and here's the casting numbers on the side of the block. I was reading something last night. The NVH carries a significance to it. I can't remember what exactly it is, but it does specify, or does signify this is a more desirable casting. That's the 4-liter, and it was cast 7/8 of 95. You can see back there. So, yeah, it's a 96 chassis that it came out of. It's a 95 casting, and these are more desirable blocks than some of the later ones. So there's that. No, I'm not Michael Vick. I know you heard the dogs wrestling in the background. It's these two playing. Whoops, almost. So anyway, Gunny and Sarge having a good time, doing doggy things. A little more honing action going on. What's up, cat? Okay, so that was 30 seconds of whack per cylinder times 2, so that's 1 minute of honing for each cylinder with the dingle ball hone. And I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this out and show you what it looks like now. Okay, keep in mind, all I did was wipe out just the top end of these cylinders. I need to get another rag, get some gloves on, and wipe it all the way down. But if you look at that cylinder wall, there's some nice crosshatch, and that continues all the way down. Every last one of them is uniform. You can still see some of the residue I haven't wiped out yet, but you get the idea. I mean, these things really cleaned up nicely. There's no unusual marks, nothing to give me cause for concern. I think this is going to really work out. Oh, got to run to town, get some more cleaning supplies so I can finish getting that block cleaned up, cleaned out, and painted, and assembled, and so on and so forth. So, just a little trip to the Ville, don't you know? one though. There's left turn lights along them. I'm going to shut this off now because when I hit the gas, my phone's going to fall.